you got me higher. Mine is still as a Mayana. See how you rocking on the side, can you tell on the sound?
These are the parasites of our society, and if you're not careful, they will drain you and suck you dry of your life and your light that you're carrying within you, because they don't have any life or light of their own. Only Jesus can help these people. Only Jehovah can help these people, because there's nothing you can do for them. Their issues are deeply rooted. So the reason for this video is to make sure that you're protecting your space and your center and your environment from these type of people. If you're a person that can identify traits in this list that I'm going to provide, it is not too late. It is not too late for you to change your ways. It's not. All you need to do is focus on creating your own light and shining as a person, rather than dimming other people's lights when you're not NEPA. There's no reason for that. Listen, everybody has insecurities. Everybody. There's not one human being I have met in my lifetime that doesn't have an insecurity. But the issue with insecure people, right? They are the people who project their insecurities on other people. Don't be that person, because you're not going to fix yourself. You're not going to fix yourself. You're going to give yourself short-term temporary relief, but you're still going to go to bed and wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and know that you have those deep-rooted issues of lack of self-love and lack of self-confidence. I'm not talking down to you. We like to keep things real. We like to keep things 100. We do not sugarcoat anything. So yeah, if you identify some of these traits in yourself, you need to self-reflect. I can do an entirely different video talking about how you can figure out, like, you know, understanding. Actually, I've done a video about self-love. So now let's talk about 5 characteristic traits that you can identify, and you can use this as a way to also measure and see, this friend, or this family member, or this person that's always coming around me, are they for me, or are they literally just trying to keep their so-called enemies close? You need to make sure that you are aware of these people. So number 1 is that they are very quick to point out your flaws, but they can never open their mouths to compliment you. These are people that they can never say, even if it's just something as little as, oh, you've got this really unique, I don't know, set of earrings on, and everyone is complimenting you, and you can see the person is praying you. You can feel their vibe. They're praying you. They're just looking at you, and they're just looking at you, and they don't want to give any compliment, but then they will now make a comment on something that is very irrelevant, like, oh, your earlobes are very big. Why? That person is a hater, period. I think people like that, you need to cut it, distance yourself, love them from a distance, and just like keep it pushing, because there's no reason for them to come at you that way. Insecure people will always try to make other people feel insecure as well, right? That's the easiest way to identify an insecure person, who always usually ends up becoming the jealous person, right? So that's one thing that's very important. Like, once someone points out a flaw in you out of the blue for no reason, without, like, when it's not constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is when someone actually tells you, like, okay, this is a flaw and this is how I feel like you should improve it, versus someone just coming and telling you that, yeah, you're this, you're that, this you're a little bit too fat, oh, you're a little bit too thingy, you're a bit too skinny, you're a bit too this, you're a bit too that. That is just a hater. There's nothing constructive about that. But 2 is when they want to compete and they want to copy you. Imitation is the best form of flattery, but there's that line where it's like, you're not imitating me to flatter me.
And I see you, girl, I see you.
When someone wants to compete with you and not support you, right? This is someone that would literally do anything. Literally, they would throw you under the bus. They will do anything they can in their power to get ahead of you, because they feel like the only way for them to prove their self-worth is to be in competition with you. You can even sense when someone is competing with you. Like, when someone claims to be your friend or claims to be your family, there should be no competition. There should be support, not competition. Like I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, I think it was the femininity one, women, stop looking at each other as competition. You cannot compete with someone else, because your experiences are unique to you. You're like, you as a person, you are unique. There's no one else in the world like you. So why would you try to compete with someone else? Rather compete with the most recent version of yourself. Try to always be the best version of yourself. Don't put yourself in a position where you're competing with someone. You will always be discontent. Do you want that for yourself? Is that really what you want? I know you don't want that for yourself. Third one is that they get angry or dismissive when you give them advice. Like literally, because they already put you on a pedestal, right? They already put you on a pedestal because they think that you are better than them, and they think that you think that you are better than them, even though it may not be the case, right? The fact that you are giving them advice, that affirms that idea in their mind that you are better than them, and that would always give them a negative response. No matter how good your feedback is, no matter how endearing your advice is, no matter how useful the advice you're giving them is, they will always be dismissive about it. They will always try to downplay your advice. They will be there for you at your low points. And you start thinking, this person is a true friend. Look at how this person is here for me at my low points. But when you're in your happy moments, they'll be ghosts. They won't be nowhere to be found. There's something sadistic about people like that, because they're soaking up your misery, they're soaking up your grief. Like, they enjoy seeing you, someone who they think is better than them, they enjoy seeing you in a state where you're not at your best. But then when you're now in a position where something great is happening, you're having a birthday party, they'll give one stupid excuse. My pet rock died, I can't come.
What?
These ones are the most snakish, lethal ones, right? Because they will be basking in your misery. They will literally be enjoying it, acting like, babe, I'm so sorry you feel this way. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Don't worry, things will get better. And then when things get better, they will be the ones that will just be escaping you. Like, literally, you're having an event, you're having some sort of recognition, some sort of award, they're not turning up. Even as little as you buying a car, like, they will not be there to be like, babe, let's go on a drive, like, I want to see your driving skills, all of this. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. These ones are the most lethal ones, right? So that's trait number 4. 5 is they will come and tell you things that people are saying. I think this one is a no-brainer. Like, it's really a no-brainer. If your friend, right, comes to tell you that, so and so said this and this about you, that's not your friend. That's not your friend, because for anybody to feel comfortable enough to chat nonsense about you to your friend, that is not your friend. That's not your friend. And the fact that that friend can even come back and tell you, the first question you should ask them is, but what did you say about me though? What did you say about me? With people that I genuinely care about, if anyone is trying to like chat nonsense about them, I'll just be like, what are you talking about? Like, can you say that to her face? I'm telling you, based on my experience, every single friend I have had that has come to me to tell me that, this person has said this about you, this person did this and said this about you, they've always turned up to not be my friend. So I don't believe in just cutting people off without like a very clear and direct communication of what the issue is. Maybe from point 1 to 5, you've identified maybe 2 or 3 traits in your friends, in your so-called friends, and you're feeling some type of way about it right now. Like, this my friend actually does this. She's never around when like I have a celebration, or she never supports me at any of my events or anything like this, right? I don't advise you to just cut them off immediately, right? This is what I want you to do, because this point number 6, how they respond to you calling them out on these issues will tell you if they're fake friends or jealous friends, or if they're really real, or maybe even they're doing it subconsciously. You never know. I like to give the benefit of the doubt, right? So like, if you go to your friend and you're like, babe, I noticed that you're always like pointing out my flaws, you're always making jokes about like things that you know that I'm insecure about, like, what's that about, right? If that friend turns around and says that, now wow, somebody cannot play with you, you're too sensitive, that's not your friend.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
After you've confronted this person and they've dismissed you and they've told you that, I don't care how you feel, I feel like you're being extra, I feel like our friendship is not worth it for us to talk through your feelings, then begin to distance yourself. You need to distance yourself. You need to not text as much. Don't have them around you as much. They don't mean you any good. They really don't. They just want to keep you around for the sake of like just having someone that they can put down in order for them to feel good about themselves. And it's gonna burn you out. It's gonna stress you out. It's gonna literally drain you of your energy. So you need to distance yourself. Text them less. You know, if they call you, don't hang up. Like, answer them, talk to them, you know, have small talk with them. Do not put yourself in a position where you're opening up to them about like your personal stuff, because these are the type of people who would also turn around and use your personal things that you've discussed with them. They'll use it against you, and when people are chatting nonsense about you, they're going to bring it up to them as well. So be very careful about that. And you have to be unbothered. You literally have to be in the highest state of unbotheredness, where you don't care. You should not care. Like, someone else's opinion of you should never make you feel some type of way about yourself. You know who you are, sis. The reason why these people are jealous of you is because you may not have identified it, but they have identified a certain excellence in you. They've identified an excellent spirit in you that highlights their own insecurities and their own shortcomings and their own flaws, and they want to work double time and overtime to make you feel like the way that they feel. So if you're bothered by that, they are winning, you are losing, right? That is how they suck away your energy. The final thing that you need to do is you need to pray for them. Pray for your haters. Trust me, it does you so much good, and it just elevates you as a person. Your positivity just elevates. Like, you're just in a happier space. You're just in a space where no one can get under your skin. Pray for them that God, teach this person how to manage their insecurities. Teach them how to love themselves, and you find yourself like approaching them from a place of compassion, where you meet them or you see them in public and you don't even keep a grudge with them. Like, it's like heaping coals on their head when you're just nice to them, and they know they don't deserve you being nice to them. Like, be nice to them. Once you're able to pray for someone, you can be genuinely nice to them, because you're looking at them from a place of compassion. You're looking at them from a place of, you don't know any better, and I cannot fault you for something that you're not aware of. And just keep reminding yourself, like, I'm praying for this person to become a little bit more mature, for them to also know how to manage their insecurities and work on themselves and work on their insecurities. And that's what it is. I hope this video has been helpful to someone, any one of you. If this video is going to be helpful to a friend that you have or a loved one, share it with them. Comment below if you have anything that you want to add or subtract, or if you agree or disagree with me. Leave it below. We can all learn from each other on this channel. I want this to be kind of like a sisterhood. Anyway, subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and until my next video, live, learn, pray, and love.
I did think of you every day. I gon' need your loving in a haste. Where you day, I day, all day.